Good evening. Just kidding. Melanie Nelson here. Oh my gosh, serial entrepreneur, international trainer and speaker, author, and goofball. Anyway, I wanted to do a video, and this is really a delayed response. Apologies for that. Gosh. Social media. Does Facebook make you sad? Is the topic of today's video. Now, in the last couple years, I've had some people tell me that they get a little bit down and depressed and upset with social media. And I've kind of dismissed it because I didn't really understand it. And I just went, don't worry about it. And, don't feel that way. And just kind of dismissed it. And then the Super Bowl happened. So back in February, in the beginning of February, this is hence the delayed response, the Super Bowl and the quarterback, right? Second string quarterback from the Philadelphia Eagles has a press conference a few days, or I think it was like the night of or the day after. And I'm watching it. I don't even think I made it all the way through because I was so floored. Here is a guy who's at the top of his game, the very tippy top. I mean, chances are, based on his so far NFL career, based on possibly what's perceived to be the next few years of his NFL, the guy is at the top. He's really at the top. And the reporters are talking to him and asking him questions, and he's answering one of the questions, and he starts rambling on a little bit about how we compare ourselves to each other's highlight reel on social media, and how in today's day and age, we tend to compare ourselves with each other's highlight reels. And I'm thinking to myself, you have got to be kidding, Melanie Nelson. Like, this is actually an issue for people. Like, this isn't just something a couple people mentioned to you and no big deal. Like, this is something even somebody who is at the top of his game literally just achieved the very top thing that you could potentially achieve in the NFL. And he is talking about social media and how we compare ourselves and how we can feel less about ourselves with social media. And I'm going, okay, I need to do a video about this. This is really important. So here's the thing. Social media, for those of you who are millennials, you don't remember when there wasn't social media. Your formidable days, obviously between, 10 and under, you might not have been exposed to social media. But, for people who are my age, social media is a new thing. I was, I think I was like 27 or something when I joined social media. So I had already, literally, like, it just wasn't a part of our lives. So maybe I have a bit of a different take on it. And I really feel like the foundation here is that social media is a new way of keeping in touch. Now, let me give you an example. When my family growing up, we went on a vacation. My parents took pictures and they had the film developed, and they also had this projector thing, and they had the pictures put into a little cardboard square in the projector, and you would ka-chunk and it would show up on the big screen, and everybody would come over, the friends and family would come over, and we would show the friends and family our vacation on this projector screen. And this is how we shared our vacation photos. Or we'd print them off and we'd put them in a big album, and we'd sit down on the couch with our friends and family and show them and tell them all the fun stories about our vacation. Now it's totally different. Now you're posting while you're on vacation and you're like, selfie, this is what we're doing right now. I mean, it's a totally different world now than I grew up in. And so to me, it's just a fun, more convenient way of keeping in touch. It's a highlight reel, folks. It's the night that you show people the vacation. You don't share every single bad day. Nobody does. Nobody shares every single bad experience they've had, every fight they have with their spouse, every crappy day with their kid. They just don't. And it's okay that they don't, because honestly, those are things that I feel are really best saved for your best friend over the phone. Give them a call. For your therapist's couch, for your pastor or your counselor, or your journal that goes in the drawer beside your bed where nobody else can read it. Oversharing on social media, sometimes the way it's done is I just feel like, hey, you know what? I like to keep it classy. I really just feel like certain things are just saved for appropriate places. Now, I'm all about being real and authentic, but my relationships are where I do that, where I need to necessarily vent or get advice or things like that. And I feel like that is missing for a lot of people. That if you really want to connect, that social media isn't for true connection. It's about keeping in touch. Okay? True connection means you call up a friend and you say, hey, let's go out for lunch, or why don't you come on over this weekend with the kids and let's have a barbecue, or have a glass of wine with a friend so that you can hash out something that's going on for you. That's really, at the end of the day, what we all want is real and true lasting connection. So when you're feeling that way, when you're feeling like, man, I really need to talk something through, or I really have had a crappy day, honestly, I can't imagine that posting about it does us really any good. And if it does, fantastic. That's great that works for you. It just isn't something that I feel is the most effective way to deal with our feelings, and in a healthy way long term. The other thing that can come up, you guys, is feelings of jealousy or envy or irritation or anger. When you're looking at people's posts and you're like, oh my gosh, they have the perfect life. Right? And so something along those lines, if that's happening, that actually says more about you than it does about them. In fact, the most mature way to look at that is truly to say, that pushes my buttons, probably because I want more of that in my life. I want more freedom in my life. I want more adventure in my life. I want more connection in my life. I want more fun in my life. And the fact that other people have it irritates me. And that actually is counterproductive. It actually pushes what you want away from you. And so, again, tools in really feeling and dealing with these feelings is to go, that's a good indication of what I want more of in my life, and how can I align with that? How can I bring more of that into my life? You know, I think of my cousin Jason, and he is like one of the most adventurous, fun-loving, free-spirited people I know, and I just love following him on Facebook, and it inspires me to be more like that versus feeling jealous or envious or angry or irritated. But if I do feel those things, it's usually a good indication that I need to become more in alignment with that principle or that thing that I would like, versus letting that poison my heart against what I want and against that person. And it really does me no good, and unchecked can turn into depression. So I'm going to encourage you to pay attention to when you're irritated, when you're jealous, when you're envious, when you're angry, when you're annoyed by the highlight reel that you see on social media, and find out what it is about that specific post or that person or the way that they live that maybe you just want more of, and how then can you implement that into your life. Then, of course, they're on the other end of the spectrum. There's always the people and posts that are just completely out of alignment with your belief system, right? Like, you're like, whoa, that person is not supposed to be in my network. That's a totally other thing, right? And so, again, for real fulfillment, for real connection, we need to be connecting with people in person. We need to be calling people up when we need a shoulder, when we need an ear. And it's not to say that I don't think people should post what's going on in their lives and be real and authentic. I'm just saying there is a line. There is a line. And really at the end of the day, if we want to be more happy and fulfilled, that is what we need to be doing. We need to be connecting with people in a real and meaningful way. And social media is just one way, one tentacle of the octopus that allows us to stay connected with the people that we love and care about, and also people who inspire us. That's a beautiful thing about the 21st century. It also connects us to information that we would never normally have ever been able to access. So truly, there's such a huge blessing in the 21st century of having access to people, to information, to skill sets we can learn. I learned how to braid hair. I didn't have sisters, so I learned how to braid by watching YouTube videos. I mean, how cool is that, right? So there is so many blessings to be had in social media, but you really have to take a look in the mirror if Facebook is making you sad, because think about this statement: seeing other people happy makes me sad. And so then what is required truly is a good hard look in the mirror of going, what can I do to make me more happy? One, come into alignment with more of the things you want in your life and make that a priority for yourself. Number two is connect with people in a meaningful way. I hope this helps you guys. I just felt very compelled to share it. Love you. Wish you all the best. Take care. We'll see you next time. Ooh, and if you haven't already, click subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you later.